Good morning, my name is Aubrey and I'm going to be conducting my PPE video. Knock knock. Good morning, my name is Aubrey and I'm a student nurse here at HAC. May I please have you confirm your name and date of birth for me, please? Okay, great, thank you so much. Before we get started, are there any known allergies that we should know about? No? Okay, wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and close the curtain for privacy. I'm going to wash my hands once more. The reason I'm here today is I want to show you how to properly put on your PPE and how to take it off. Sorry, it's my kids. The first thing that we're going to want to do is gather all of our equipment. We're going to need a gown, goggles, glove, and mask. So the first step to putting on your PPE is to put on your gown. It's important as you're unfolding it that you don't really shake it in the air. You're going to begin by tying it at the base of your neck. You want to make sure that this is nice and snug and firm, so that way your gown doesn't hang too loosely over your clothing. You want to be as protected as possible. Okay, once that's done, you're going to want to tie this part of your gown. I like to tie it in the front. The next thing that you're going to want to put on is your mask. You want to make sure that if you're a woman or a man with really long hair, that your bun is sort of high. That way you can put your mask on the crown of your head. And that way it won't fall down. Then you're going to tie the bottom portion. You want to make sure that this is really snug against your neck. When putting on your mask, once you're nice and tied, you're going to want to close the gap between your nose and make sure that the mask is pulled all the way down. You want to make sure that there's no gap in here. This is really important because you don't want the air to come through your mask or any bacteria or particles that you're trying to avoid. Next thing we're going to put on is our goggles, and then we're going to put on our gloves. You want to make sure that the gloves go over your cuffs like so. Okay, and now we have all of our PPE on. PPE is really, really important in the hospital setting because it protects the nurses and the patients too. It's really important for the nurse to wear PPE in the hospital setting because when she goes into a patient room, she may come in contact with bodily fluids or airborne droplets, any type of precautions that we want to prevent spreading to any of our other patients. It's really important that we know how to properly remove them so that way when we take them off, we don't spread that bacteria or those fluids onto another patient when we go visit another patient. We also don't want to take them home with us as well and infect our families. So the first step in removing our PPE is we're going to want to take off our gloves. Before we do that, however, because I tied in the front, I'm just going to remove this so that way I don't have to touch it because the front part of our gown is soiled. So I'm going to gently just let those fall, and then I'm going to take off my gloves. When taking off your gloves, it's really important that you go underneath with one finger and kind of hook it, and you just want to expose a little bit. You're going to do the same thing with the other glove, and you're going to pull that one off and crumple it in your hand, and only touching the clean part, the inside of your glove, you're going to take that off and immediately, still touching the inside, throw that in the garbage. The next thing that you're going to want to do is, this step is extremely important, wash your hands. After I've washed my hands, I'm going to go ahead and remove my goggles. and then I'm gonna begin to remove my gown. It's important while you're removing your gown that you start at the base, only touching the inside to ensure that you don't remove the bottom portion of your mask. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna wanna grab your strings and kind of shimmy it off your shoulders without shaking it too much. And then from here, use your finger to hook the inside cuff of the gown and pull it up over your fingers. Do the same thing to the other side. Shimmy your fingers through and begin to roll it, only touching the inside of the gown. Notice how I'm keeping the gown away from my body. After I've properly taken off my gown, I'm going to throw it in the garbage can. From here, we're gonna grab the bottom portion of our mask, and we're gonna let that kind of hang. Now to grab the top portion, and we just pull this away from our body, just like this, right into the trash can. You're gonna wash your hands once more, and that is how you take off your PPE. Thank you.